Hello, Heritage, and welcome into yet another Tuesday edition of the 5-Star News. I'm Kieran Freed.
And I'm Isaac Delk. And Kieran, do you think you recovered from all the festivities from homecoming week?
Maybe not. I'm still just a bit tired. What about you?
Well, I can definitely say the same, and it was a great week, and we have a lot to recap. But before we do that, we got to start off with What's Up Heritage with Bernie Morrison and my partner, Kieran Freed.
Thank you. Welcome back to What's Up Heritage. Now let's get on to your Tuesday announcements. Our Heritage football team will be traveling to Cedartown this Friday for a game. Kickoff is at 7:30, so be sure to come out and support your Generals. Also, congrats to Emily Lynn for being crowned 2023 Homecoming Queen by the student body. Enjoy that big achievement. More on this is coming soon, so stay tuned. And congrats to Max Owens for being crowned Emperor of the Taj. He and his other candidates raised over $22,000 for the Catoosa County Children's Fund, which is just an amazing achievement. Congrats once again. Now let's get on to the weather with our weatherman, Brody Morrison.
Thanks, Kieran. And now let's get on to the weather. Tuesday, we'll have sunny skies with a high of 87 and a low of 59. For Wednesday, we'll have mostly sunny skies with a high of 85 and a low of 59. And for Thursday, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a high of 83 and a low of 62. So be ready for those colder temperatures later this week. Now, let's get back to our anchors for more news.
Thanks, Brody and Kieran. And if you didn't get to check out Jeff Sims Field last Friday night for the pregame of the football game, then you missed out on a great Heritage tradition.
Yup, all the members of this year's homecoming court and their families were introduced to a standing room-only crowd at the stadium.
Who won the vote to be named this year's queen? Here's 5-Star News reporters Deacon Lewis with the reaction of the queen and Principal Radford.
And now, the Heritage High School 2023 homecoming queen is Emily Lynn.
I am so honored to be homecoming queen. I was so surprised when my name was announced. I really couldn't believe it. I'm still so nervous and so excited and shaky. I just want to say thank you to all of Heritage and all of the girls that were on the court with me. All of them were amazing and beautiful inside and out. I'm just so thankful.
Well, folks, we just crowned Heritage High School's 2023 homecoming queen. It's Emily Lynn. Of course, I'm very proud of Emily. She's an incredible student, a wonderful young lady, as are all the court and representatives this year. Students, you do a great job choosing wonderful representatives of the student body on the court and as representatives. So it's great to have a wonderful night here at Heritage for homecoming, and congratulations to Emily, our 2023 homecoming queen.
Congrats to Emily and all the young ladies that were out on the court.
Now, earlier in the day at the homecoming pep rally, we figured out who raised the most money in the Emperor of the Taj fundraiser this year.
We sure did, and this has turned out to be a great tradition that supports a great cause in our community, the Catoosa County Children's Fund.
Yep, I definitely agree. And this year, the guys had a very tight race, raising over $12,000 in all.
These guys worked really, really hard for a full week. They gave up their lunch every single day and sold really good, yummy food.
Raised a lot of money for the Catoosa Children's Fund. How's it feel to be named the Emperor of the Taj?
It feels great. I mean, it's all for the kids. Raised a bunch of money. Feels good. Feels good to getting first. Yeah, we had a fun time. It was a week straight of just selling stuff, competition. We were all talking crap to each other. It was fun though. I mean, it was pretty cool having competition like that. I picked Coach Hyde because I knew he was competitive, so I picked him. We sold T-shirts. Those were good. Sold candy, cupcakes at lunch, and then we had restaurants that people could go to, and like Kona Ice and a bunch of other like donut trucks and all that stuff.
Max is my guy, man. Wouldn't do this or work this hard for just anybody, but it is a great cause, and Max is special, man. He's one of my favorite kids I've ever coached, and it's almost like a part of my family. So happy for him, happy to represent him, and this is an honor for him. And it's awesome that we raised so much money for the Children's Fund.
Yeah, it's always really cool to count the money each day and just see the total go up. This year it was kind of a sneaky year. Until yesterday, we had only raised like $3,000, and then today they came through with $22,000. So we had a lot of money come in on the last day, so it was really cool just to see the total go up.
Congrats, Max, and everyone else. What a fun week of watching you guys work to raise all that money.
We'll have more on the homecoming week a little later on the show when we recap the big football win over Southeast Whitfield, and we'll see sights and sounds from the Great Pep Rally.
Now, on to pretty cool guest speaker or speakers that visited Hunter Johnston's forensic science classes last Thursday.
Yep, early in the year, we talked to one of Mr. Johnston's students about a podcast she was doing on a massive court case back in the day.
Sure did, and Johnston brought in two of the prominent figures in that case last week to shed more light on it. Here's 5-star news reporters David Butler, Parker Scott, and Gabe Guffey with more.
So I was very fortunate to have visit both McCracken Poston, he goes by Ken Poston, local attorney, and a very special man who has grown up and lived most of his whole life in our area in Ringgold, Georgia, and his name is Alvin Ridley.
Alvin, you want to say hello?
Hello, how y'all doing?
How old are you now?
81.
And so Ken Poston has written a book about the case that he was successful in defending Alvin on, and that was the alleged murder of his late wife.
And it's a lot of cautionary tales about rushing to judgment, jumping to conclusions, and how to accept people who might be different than the rest of us are.
And, of course, we know now that Alvin did not murder his wife. In fact, she died from natural causes. And the story behind not only the murder and the evidence used against him was fascinating, but really what touched me was just the relationship that Ken and Alvin now share.
I was honored to represent Alvin, who was charged with murder in 1998 of his wife of 32 years. He was also accused of keeping her locked in the basement for 3 decades. None of that was true, but there were assumptions that were made. And Alvin is a pretty amazing person, one of the smartest people I've ever met.
It was a very, very special day in forensic science, and hopefully, we can get more people and share more stories similar to this. So if you're interested in forensics, I would highly recommend you guys sign up for that class.
Looks pretty interesting. Thanks, guys, for that report.
And finally, before we go to commercial, we want to tell you about some of our FFA students that really showed out in their region competition last week.
Yes, we do. Our senior environmental natural resources team of Tyler Hamilton, Owen Tollett, Sammy Jones, and Sammy Williams secured first place and punched their ticket into the state competition in December.
And freshman Jalen Johnson placed in the floral design competition as well. She'll also be competing at the state comp in a few months. Here's 5-star news reporters Owen Bryant and Devin Cannon with more details on this report.
It went really well. Our senior environmental natural resources team came in first in the area. They competed against like 12 other schools, 11 other schools, but they came in first in the area, 40 points ahead of second place. They actually do a GPS course, they do 50 ID, and they had a team test over ecosystems. So they'll be competing at state at ABAC in December.
It was pretty good. We all felt pretty confident that we did well afterwards. GPS, we had part of the competition is a GPS course, and you have to find coordinates, and I think I did pretty well because it's all very easy. Overall, we did pretty well. I'd say I did not as good as some of the other guys did, but overall, we made first place. So.
And then our floral design competitor did really well too. Jalen Johnson, she competed, came in first place with her corsage and her ID score. Ansley Wheat also competed, placing in the top 12 out of 32 other students. So it was a really good showing.
Now time for a quick commercial, Karen, but stick around for sports.
Football with a blowout win over Southeast, and our cross-country boys and girls impress over at the Rambler Invitational late last week. Stick and stay. Sports is next.
I'm 6.5 hours late for school.
Be late. It's gonna be late. Sports time now, and Evan Wingrove and my man Bryce Quell's right here with me again today. And BQ, we have 3 tremendous sports stories to get out there today.
Oh yeah, Evan, and we're going to start off with the big football blowout, 49-13 win over Southeast Whitfield.
Yep, this one was over about 5 minutes. If you got there late, you probably missed a ton of touchdowns. But luckily for you, we have our very own Coach Green up next with the game recap.
The Generals stumbled out of the gate and onto the field at Jeff Sims Field last Friday night for homecoming. But that, Phil, was the only thing that went wrong. After Tanner Hall returned this opening kick deep into Raider territory, the Generals didn't take long to dot the scoreboard. Here, Brady Chandler with a quick wide receiver screen to Cody Bryan, and Bryan does the rest. He's just too fast. 34 yards later, the Generals are on the board, 7-0. Second General possession, and Chandler finds Max Owens this time. He's wide open. 49 yards later, the Generals take a 14-0 lead, and the route is on. Next Southeast possession, the Generals defense gets in on the act. Here it's Cody Bryan picking off the Raider pass and returning it 23 yards to the house. 21-0 Generals. Second quarter now, finally, for the Raiders, but it's more Heritage. This time, Braden Slaughter runs off tackle, 2 yards untouched into the end zone, 28-0 Generals. It's still second quarter, and it's that Brady to Owens connection connecting again. This time it's really pretty, 60 yards, 35-0 Generals, and we're not even to halftime yet.
Yeah, Max, pretty much, I hate to say this on camera because he's probably going to see this, but, he's a freak of nature on the football field at receiver. It's easy to throw to a guy you've been throwing to your whole life. We like you said, we just have that connection. He just does a great job of getting open. Super fast, great hands. Really, really, really proud of him this year.
Now 1:34 left in the second quarter, and Brady lights up the scoreboard again. One more time to Cody Bryan, 15 yards. They would cruise to a 49-13 blowout win over the Raiders, a win that was enjoyed by everyone.
Sometimes it's easy to overlook a team that may have a bad record and kind of got after the guys a little bit on Thursdays and challenged them some because they were kind of dragging a little bit, and they came out here tonight and just really responded and just met these guys with the energy that this game deserves, and because they did that, they were able to jump out like they did. Just really proud of the way the guys hit the field tonight.
Just a great job from everybody with coaches, O-line, my receivers, man. Everybody looked great tonight, made my job really easy.
It's awesome. Brady had a good game. Our offense had about 10 plays in total probably, so, team wasn't the greatest, but we came out, we performed. That's all we could ask for. First region win, it's awesome, so yeah.
Great night for the offense. Coach Eves called a great game. We didn't punt one time, so hats off to those guys.
Win for sure, and good luck this Friday down at Cedartown, Evan.
Thanks, man. To volleyball now, and our girls picked up 4 big wins last week. Bryce?
Sure did. They knocked off Southeast Whitfield, Northwest Whitfield last Tuesday, and then swept Gordon Lee and Oakwood Christian Academy last Thursday, setting up senior night in a few hours right here at the Taj.
Yep, and we talked to Coach Cooper and Tilda Linderoth yesterday about the big wins over in Chickamauga, as well as tonight's big night for the seniors.
So Thursday we played at Gordon Lee High School. We played Gordon Lee and Oakwood Christian Academy. We were kind of excited to play Gordon Lee. We haven't played them in a couple seasons, so it was really good to go in there. They're a really tall team. They're a good blocking team, so it gave us an opportunity to work on some of the things that we've been wanting to work on with our offense. And then hopefully we can carry that momentum into Tuesday night is our last home match for the regular season. It'll be senior night, and we play Sonoraville at 5:30, and the senior night festivities will start at 5 o'clock.
Thursday night, the volleyball team played Gordon Lee and Oakwood. We did really good the first game against Gordon Lee and kind of started on a rough patch against Oakwood, but we definitely picked it up. And tomorrow night is senior night, and the recognition for our seniors is at 5, and the game starts at 5:30.
Good luck tonight, ladies. To cross country now, and our boys and girls teams just keep getting better and better.
Yes, they do, Bryce. And last week down at Rambler Invitational in Lafayette, they both showed out again.
The girls went down there and won the race, while the boys took second. We talked to Coach Kraft and Tori Ebbs about the big day.
Well, the cross-country team, they went to Lafayette. It was teams from all over North Georgia, about 11 teams there. And the Heritage teams did awesome this week. Both the girls, they were the champions, the varsity girls were, and the JV girls were the champions. They raced really well. A lot of them got PRs or season best, PRs being a personal record. Tori Epps, she did a great job. She finished 4th overall and set a new personal record.
Okay, so in the race yesterday, I think I did really well. I got my PR, and I reached my goal that I was looking for. And my teammate Evie, she did her best to stay with me, and I'm pretty sure she beat her season PR.
Record. And then on the boys' side, they got second. Bremen edged us out, but they did really well. We had 2 guys, Hiram Smart and Landon Hoover, both ran in the 17s, which is the first time we've had anybody run in the 17s in several years. So they're doing really well. And a lot of the other boys did a great job too. The JV boys, they got first also. And Camden Pritchett, he was the champion in the JV and moved up to a varsity spot for running such a fast time. So our next meet is Tuesday at Grove Level down in Dalton.
Thanks for sports, you two. And now for some entertainment on this Tuesday.
Good to hear, and we'll start you off Friday with some gigantic news coming from our Legion of Generals band.
Mr. Wynn's guys and gals traveled down to Albertville, Alabama last Saturday for their second competition of the year. And guess what, Ike?
What is it, Kieran?
Well, our band stole the show for a second time this year. Here's 5-Star News reporters Gabe Guffey, Parker Scott, David Butler, and Nate Trobaugh with a look back at their win.
Yeah, this Saturday, the Legion of Generals competed at Albertville. Up until this year, we've been 0 for Albertville. We've competed there many times, and we've come up in the top few bands, but we've not won it. And Saturday, we changed all that. We walked away with grand champs. We walked away with high color guard. We walked away with the most entertaining band. We got all superiors in every group, every category. So we pretty much cleaned up at at Albertville.
During the show, it was amazing seeing the crowd go crazy for us and all that. Like during the ballad, I feel like we did really well and all that. With the closer and the opener, they were just as good, if not better.
This weekend, we went to Albertville, Alabama, and we got grand champions at our competition, and it was really exciting and very rewarding. We got best in class drum major too, which was really exciting. And yeah, I think it was a really good run, and I'm so glad that we won.
This Saturday we go to Rockmart, and there were a few things at Albertville, even though we won everything, that we want to improve on. We had a little bit of issue with some timing, and we have some adjustments to make in some of our individual drill, but we're really excited. I think our best show will be Rockmart, and we look forward to bringing home a 3rd grand championship this year.
And now we're going to leave you today with a look back at our fabulous homecoming shopping cart parade and pep rally from last Friday afternoon.
Yep, this was honestly a ton of fun to recover and report on. So as we leave you today, check it out, and we'll see you again on Friday with a brand new report.
Stay classy, Heritage.
Seniors! Oh, it feels amazing, man. We get to be the lord of this land.
Takes us down. 5. Let's hear it for Coach Brew.
So please, before we start, please.
That's what I'm saying. Any 16 years, never been done. Junior!
And now we're going to leave you today with a look back at our fabulous homecoming shopping cart parade and pep rally from last Friday afternoon.
Yep, this was honestly a ton of fun to recover and report on. So as we leave you today, check it out, and we'll see you again on Friday with a brand new report.
Stay classy, Heritage.